A science fiction writer couldn't make the scene more ominous. A reservoir so vast it was referred to as the sea is nearly dried up. A nuclear power plant manned by an invading army looms over a distant shore, as bombs crash into the city almost every day. Locals in Nikopol, Ukraine, fill plastic bottles and buckets with trucked-in water, while Ukrainian officials say that in the hands of the Russian military, the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant could potentially be the site of a disaster.
We're going to try to survive, to save our children. Let's hope that everything will be okay with the nuclear power plant.
But the possible future disaster is not as urgent as the current one, residents say. Besides killing dozens of people and flooding downstream cities, towns, and villages, June's explosion at the Kakhovka dam that drained the reservoir has cut off almost all the water for the hundreds of thousands of people living on its shores.
The next day, everyone was already looking for where to get water because there was no water in the tap. A day later, everything was already organized.
Further upstream, along the vast muddy desert that was a reservoir, residents say their food crops are dying.
There is no water to water the gardens. The smell is incredibly strong. A lot of fish have died. There in the distance was our most famous national park. There were a lot of animals there before the reservoir dried up, but the birds flew away.
For Olena and others we speak with in this area, the threat of nuclear disaster is too much to even imagine. In 1986, the nuclear explosion near Chernobyl, Ukraine, released 400 times more radioactivity into the atmosphere than the bombing of Hiroshima, Japan in World War II. Hundreds of thousands of people were displaced, and to this day, 2,600 square kilometers of land remains uninhabitable. And while deaths and illnesses were recorded at the time, including an increase in child cancer, the full impact on long-term human health remains unclear. Heather Murdock, VOA News, Nikopol and Malokaterynivka, Ukraine.